So you want to create a landscape like this but don't know where to start? Well, I'm going to show you all the steps I took to get this result. I think it's important to know that this artwork was created for a challenge with a prompt, A Hopeful Future, on the Curtis Holt Discord server. By the way, I won with this submission. Because I wasn't sure how I wanted the end result to look, I started with the wind turbines. The blades are super easy to make as they are just a rectangle with a screw modifier. An empty is rotated along the Z that drives an array. Then I made the tower out of a cylinder. Then I added the metal sheets that hold up the wings with the same array method and a solidify modifier. I then added a couple more details with the same tricks. Because I thought the wind turbine was going to be used in a particle system, I applied all the modifiers and joined the object. The shading of the turbine is fairly simple as it consists of 3 materials: the metal, the blades, and the base. Then I made the environment. The floor is a subdivided plane with a displacement modifier driven by clouds. It has a brown material with some bump. I made the grass by following CG Matter's grass tutorial, link in the description. I made 2 lengths and spread them throughout the scene with a particle system. Then I instanced the floor to get a 2x2 grid to make the scene larger. Make sure to reduce the viewport display for the grass particles or else your scene is going to run very slowly. At this point I knew how I wanted the scene to look, so I started making the battery. I used a reference image and used a simple model. I made 2 UV maps for both text parts, then I generated the text with Google Fonts. Getting the text on the object without artifacts actually required quite a few nodes. Once that was done, I made the solar cells. I tried making hexagonal ones to match the different style of the wind turbine, but it turned out looking weird, so I stuck to the normal type. I used a fairly simple procedural material, so I can easily change the spacing and amount of stripes on the cell. When I added a particle system for the solar cells, I felt like I didn't have enough control of where they were placed, even though I wave painted the areas. Therefore, I ended up not using particle systems for the solar cells and the wind turbines, as I just placed them manually. At this point I added the wires. I just extruded vertices to make long lines from the solar cells and turbines to the battery. I added a subsurf, skin, and another subsurf modifier to get thick, smooth circular wires. Then I duplicated the object and scaled the skin modifier a bit and added a wireframe modifier. The inside material is just the default with the red color, and the outside is a blue emission node with a fairly high strength to get bloom. I ended up using a very yellow HDRI from HDRI Haven that has nice and long yet sharp shadows. Lastly, I added the battery icon. The outside has a blue emission material and the inside consists of just one face with a material to get the stripes. In the compositor, add some bloom and curves. And that's how I got this result. You can get the blend file for free on Gumroad, link in the description. See ya!